Alright, hey guys, this is Keith and Brian with Less Magic, More Gathering.
Hello.
Hey, gather round.
For our next edition of...
We are doing Volume 5 of our Random Card Deck Tech Brainstorming. And today we are using...
The first. A non-creature.
A non-creature, non-enchantment, shouldn't be building a deck around it card. Vona's Hunger. Which is... do you have one handy? Can you bring it up on your phone?
Yeah, probably. Sitting there wasting time. We're not even ready. We are so off.
This is one of those days. It has a send, so when you get the City's Blessing, you target... No, we're going to have to look it up.
There, I spelled it wrong. Oh my god, that's not the right card. I spelled it and it gave me...
Alright, sorry about that. Now we're back after a short recess. Vona's Hunger, 3-drop instant, black, has a send. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. If you have the City's Blessing, each opponent sacrifices half the creatures he or she controls rounded up. So that's what we're building off of this week. So, how much time did you think about it over the weekend? Anything?
Not at all.
I didn't either.
Straight brainstorm here. There's no thought. I mean, we did a little bit before we left the other day, just in generalities, and I was thinking that obviously, in order for this card to have maximum effect, we need to be at our ascend, so we need to have the City's Blessing.
Yeah, I agree.
To do that quickly and to use it, I guess, it's just a 1-drop chance, so you get to, remove some of the creatures or half of them. So I guess, there's two different things to look at. You want to have a number of permanents out there to get it, plus be able to use some of those permanents against them once they sack half their stuff. So, it's easy to say, okay, let's put a bunch of tokens out there, but then those tokens, if they're not strong enough to do crap, what's the point in, if the guy has 10 creatures, you just minimize them to 5 and you get a bunch of 1/1 swinging away. So,
yeah, there's quite a few other black cards that has the Ascend ability. There's the Dusk Charger, which would be a 5/5 4-drop if you have the City's Blessing. Golden Demise can make... It's all creatures get -2/-2 if you have the City's Blessing, only your opponents.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's something we should probably do, because not only could you get that going, and they get their -2/-2, and then you slap this one on their Vona's Hunger.
Yeah.
So that -2 killed everything else.
Mausoleum Harpy might be one we could work in there somewhere. It's a 5-drop, flying 3/3, but if you have the City's Blessing, then whenever another creature you control dies, you put a +1/+1 counter on it.
Ooh.
Pride of the Conquerors is an instant. Creatures you control get +1/+1. If you have the City's Blessing, they get +2 instead. That's probably not as good as like Radiant Destiny. That one's an enchantment, so it affects everything and stays. That other one was an instant.
So you want to settle up on a creature base real quick and see what we're going to have to work with? And we're going to stay all black, or do you want to try to swing another color in there?
I was thinking maybe we go with black-white and use some token, like vampire token creation to get the City's Blessing a little quicker.
Yeah, having vampires is pretty beneficial.
And then having our main dude be the Twilight Prophet.
Yeah, he's an excellent card to really...
Because that'll end the game quick if they don't have a way to remove it.
Okay.
So like maybe a few ways to create tokens.
Hold on. I know there's a lot of them out there. I'm trying to figure out the color schemes for that.
So like a black and white.
Well... you have, what's it called, that helps with your tokens, but I don't know if I want to go too far with that.
What do you mean?
What's that card from? I just pulled it out. We were talking about I looked at it the other day when we were leaving.
Talking about the one that creates extra tokens?
I think so.
Yeah, no, probably not. It's kind of an expensive... I'm trying to think what it is, but...
It's an enchantment.
Yeah, it's the Anointed Procession.
No. That one's not that one. That one's not token. That was a token one. Black-white.
Black-white. Oh, Hidden Stockpile?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you're getting rid of something to create something else usually, so...
True.
But I was thinking like your Cartouche of Solidarity. Yeah. That's a 1-drop that gets you 2 permanents. The Legion's Landing is a 1-drop. You can have, with Legion's Landing, you can have 3 permanents turn 1.
3.
And you follow that up with a the white cartouche. That gives you 5 on turn 2.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Maybe something like the Martyr of Dusk. When it dies, you create a token.
So at least keeps your permanents
right
where they need to be whenever it dies. So yeah, that's something. Plus you get the lifelink. I always like putting what's his name in there for the fabricate option to build yourself 3 permanents right off the bat. I mean, you gotta wait till turn 3, but weapon craft enthusiast, because he's black and he's a fabricate 2, so you pays 3 and you got himself.
So if you drop him on 3, that puts you at
6 because you have to have the 3 mana.
You got 3 lands.
But before that,
the Legion's Landing is 4. The token's another. The cartouche is 6,
so
plus the token,
go on, though?
the vampire token.
Oh, just on one of them.
Plus the token that it creates. That's 7, and then you drop that dude on turn 3. So on turn 3, you've got the City's Blessing already.
Hopefully that's a good combo.
That's disgusting. That's a good one.
I just got City's Blessing turn 3. Eat it!
Yeah. And that's with only 3 mana.
Yeah, as long
You've
as
done that with 3 lands.
Yeah. So that's something. We'll look at that as a possibility. So if we can establish that as our general basis for getting the City's Blessing quick, fast, and in a hurry, then we're going to want to set that up with those cards in mind for that number of obviously quantities of 4, or at least 4, at the most 4, not the least. But
and then we're probably going to want to have like some cards that have a higher cost, just so that if we are going to use the Twilight Prophet,
there's a purpose.
We benefit, yeah.
So, what are you thinking? White creature card,
or even enchantments and things like, or removal spells like your Vraska's Contempt, or a Cast Out, or Settle the Wreckage. Those are like 3 and 4 drops.
Yeah, it'll help clean the board a little bit.
I mean, if we use.
I don't imagine we'll go heavy creature base like we did the last one.
No, I think
this
it'll
is gonna
be
more of an even swing.
A lot of removal type stuff. What's the other the Black Trial?
The Black Trial?
Trial of Ambition?
Yeah, it's Ambition.
If we're going to run that cartouche, we could run that too.
The Trial, because it's only a 2-drop and you make them sacrifice a creature, so yeah, that's something to do.
And that's another permanent.
Yeah.
It's removal and a permanent.
If you don't get the other options, at least it's on the field of play, and when you do the cartouche, you're swapping it, so you're not really losing your permanent. You're putting a permanent back out there and gaining the second one. So that's a good option. That's a fun removal. People always hate that one though. You're sitting there like, oh wait, I got 4 mana, or however many I guess you need. The cartouche is what, 3? I think that white one is a 3-drop.
The white one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So 3-drop. So if you have 5 mana. And you just played Trial of Ambition the turn before that, and then you get to the next turn, you put the cartouche out there, grab your extra guy, pick the Trial back up, play it again, kill it.
Yeah.
People hate that shit.
I know. So that'd be good. We could even go with something. No, that's a sorcery. I'm trying to keep into things that aren't gonna that all of our cards are permanents. Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of enchantments can we do? Let's see. Since we're staying with the color scheme, let's get rid of the. I mean, is there enchantments that do token stuff besides that one? I feel like
that create tokens.
Yeah, I feel like there's.
Probably. Squire's Devotion.
That's one of my favorite ones. That gives your creature lifelink, and then you drop another token out there.
Yeah.
So that's beneficial, plus it pumps them up a little bit. I maybe keep that on the back burner, because I do like that one, but we may want to try something else. I mean, if it's vampire related, it is beneficial.
Revel in Riches is another enchantment that's going to create permanents for us and give us kind of another. But if we don't have anything else,
I found one of our sideboard
What do you got?
cards. Ashes of the Aberrant with the whole graveyard playing game.
Yeah.
It said players can't cast spells from graveyards or activate abilities from cards in graveyards.
Well, but like your God Pharaoh's Gift and Scarab God are still going to be able to, because they're targeting something in the graveyard. They're not casting from the graveyard.
Okay.
But that is a good sideboard card, because I know one of the decks that's kind of trying to grab traction right now is the mono black with the Bantu's Monument, where you
That one guy that
sacrifice things and then recast it from the graveyard, and you just keep
do damage,
sucking it out.
Yeah.
Paladin of the Bloodstain might be a good one. It's a 4-drop.
Oh, wait, the
3/2.
Cartouche of Solidarity is only a 1-drop.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the trial.
No, the trial's only 2. Pretty sure.
The white trial?
Are we doing the white trial as well?
No. Yeah. That one's a 1-drop.
Yeah, the Cartouche is the white one. The trial is the black one for Ambition, and that's only a 2-drop, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
The Cartouche is a 3 because it gives you the lifelink, the negative counter, and all the other good stuff.
Yeah, Paladin of the Bloodstain creates a token when it comes into. It's a 4-drop, so that's okay, I suppose. What's Oketra's Attendant do?
I don't remember.
Flying 3/3 with Embalm. Oketra herself is not bad. Gives you the option to create more tokens.
Yeah.
What's Master Trinketeer? Servos and Thopters you control get +1/+1. Pay 4 to create a servo.
Legion's Landing. Sorry, I'm just reading some of these cards. What do you want to tell? And we're back.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Had a little issue.
Having a little bit of memory card trouble. We're not very good at this.
So this video might be a little quicker than we want it to be, but that's okay.
We got about 8 minutes to finish up.
We're gonna make it work.
So we've settled on, I think, using some token creation methods.
Do you want to go with Douchebag, which is what the guy just said, Weaponcraft Enthusiast? I mean, that's just because he's cheap and he gets 3. It's an automatic push to get you right up to that Send, possibly, his blessing. So
I mean, with this guy and the what was the 1-drop? And I just said it.
the Cartouche?
No,
1-drop creature?
no, the enchantment.
No. The
Legion's Landing. If you go Legion's Landing, followed by Cartouche of Solidarity, followed by this guy, you have Ascend on turn 3.
Okay. So that's pretty badass, not gonna lie. That's pretty awesome that if you can do that. I mean, you get the right amount. So we'll figure out our number sequence of these cards in general, but I think we'll go with that, at least those 2 to start with, and push it on to Twilight Prophet obviously is going to need to go in there. What were we looking to possibly do? You said some heavier cards?
Yeah, maybe some that have removal involved in there, like Angel of Sanctions or something maybe. That's a 5-drop 3/4 flyer. When it comes in, you exile a permanent an opponent controls.
Okay, that's nasty too, yes.
Angel of Invention, I know, is probably a little more pricey right now. I don't know if it's came back down at all or not, but it's a 2/1 with Fabricate 2, so if you don't have the City's Blessing yet, then you can use that to create a couple servos. All other creatures get +1/+1. Flying Vigilance and Lifelink is what this one has. So.
Okay, I like it.
You drop in a couple of each of those angels and call it a day.
Call it a day.
Or you could look into like your Contract Killing. Destroy a creature and create 2 treasure tokens. That's 2 permanents.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple other ones you can do to get color for. I mean, we don't need the color, but the permanent base would be beneficial.
Right.
So I mean, what else could you put in there as far as? So you got the. I guess I could put treasure in here for that search.
Alinda the Dusk Rose.
Yeah, she's gnarly.
Whenever any other creature, especially since we've got a lot of removal, whenever any other creature dies, you put a counter on her, and then when she dies, you create that many tokens.
Right. I mean, you get the Contract Killing, which is removal, which is not. Direfleet Hoarder dies, you get 1, but that's just kind of replacing one of the other, so it's not really as effective.
Right.
You could do Heartless Pillage, making them discard 2 cards, and then, if you attack with the creature, you get a token, but that's almost too late in the game really to need that token. Hopefully by the time you're playing that stuff, you've got what you need. That's really it for tokens. I guess I didn't... Is there no white ones? Bet you there's no white ones, is there? No, there's not. Huh, strange.
No white ones, what?
That give you treasure tokens. No white cards.
No, because there's none of them that are pirate-based.
Yeah.
No pirates in the cards. But I think we get that as our creature base. You know, this guy, maybe a couple of those angels.
What other removal
Prophet,
cards were we going to do?
and then mainly focus the rest of our cards on removal, like everything removal.
Because that's the point. We have to have some way to punch him in the face, obviously, so...
Well, the punch in the face is going to be... We also need to think about like ways to protect the Twilight Prophet. It's a 1/4 already. 2/4. It's a 2/4. But that's going to be your punch in the face. Every turn, you're drawing an extra card and they're taking that much damage. It's converted mana cost. And you're gaining that life.
Yeah.
So if you combine that with good removal and like those two angels that I was just talking about,
Yep.
then you've got your punch in the face right there.
Okay.
Because like Angel of Sanctions, if that's the one you reveal, they're going to lose 4. They're going to lose 5. You're going to gain 5. And then you've got a 3/4 and a 2/4 flyer on the battlefield.
But they're going to have some removal ready, so we have to find a way to protect them.
Yeah.
The other side, as expensive as it is, you're not going to get... You're hopefully going to be able to slide through the next round to draw a removal or have it in your hand or not removal protection card. So what we need to put out there to protect, obviously, removal is one thing. And we're almost removal... I mean, I guess we're limited on creatures, though, aren't we? So it's heavy removal. So we can always throw in the cheap stuff.
What's that angel I'm using in my white deck where you can pay 3 and exile a creature?
Angel of Innovation?
Yeah.
Is it Innovation?
No.
Angel of...
Condemnation.
Condemnation.
That might
they
be
all
a good
sound
one.
the same.
That might be a good one. Because that makes it so that if they try to get rid of your Twilight Prophet,
exile him.
you just exile it and it comes back at the end of
How
the
much
turn.
does that one go for? The converted mana cost?
3.
It's not bad.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I can we consider
3
that
or,
as...
maybe it's 4. I think it's 4. But it's a 3/3 flyer as well.
Yeah. So flying could be definitely very effective. Alright, so if we already need to protect it outside of doing that, obviously tap it and exiling it, bring it back. What else can we do to protect if we need to have spells?
What are the 1-drop black? Let's see. Up to 1 converted mana cost in standard black cards.
4 minutes left.
Oh my gosh. There's... I'm looking.
It's okay. I'm glad you're looking. You seem to find this stuff a little quicker than I do. I'm just gonna...
Supernatural Stamina.
That's something we can throw in there. Does that give it anything else?
That gives it +2, +0, and when target creature would die, return it to the battlefield.
So that's something we can also use. I mean, obviously that's a beneficial card because it'll protect your card to keep it back on the battlefield. But if you don't need it to protect it, you can pump it up as a flyer, give it 2 more damage. So that's
if we use that Angel Condemnation as another way to protect our stuff, that's another permanent that we can use to... Because if somebody tries to exile one of your creatures, you want to be able to, you know, indestructible, or when it would die, it returns to the battlefield isn't going to help it any.
Okay, I like it.
There is... What's the 2-drop? Gives a permanent, indestructible. You know what I'm talking about. Don't
we just talked about it the other day. We always talk about it. Supernatural Stamina, but it's the other one. Oh my god, why can't I think of it? Anyway, I know what you're talking about. So we can use that as a protection spell, but do we want to go heavy on that, or we want to just play it outright and then keep doing removal? Just kind of
I think we need to focus on removal.
Removal, and then, you know, once we get them clear, because that's the whole point of the card. The card that we're focused on is our removal, so...
Yeah, and then save the protection spells for our Twilight Prophet for the most part.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Alright, so removal spells, obviously we know what the two big ones are, is Walk the Plank and Fatal Push, and then you do have Impale and, you know, Contract Killing if we want to go that route. It's a little more expensive, but...
Maybe drop in a Resourceful Return. It's a 2-drop, return a creature from your graveyard to your hand.
Yeah, if they get rid of Prophet, we can put him back in our hand. So that's something. We can add some of that stuff.
Rush of Vitality was the other one.
That was the other one, yeah, okay.
Gives it +1, +0 lifelink and indestructible.
Okay. So I like where we're going with it. We got our creature base for the most part that's going to benefit us, and then hopefully land us a quick, you know, shot at Ascend, City's Blessing real quick, and then from there it's just wherever the cards are. You know, we'll get the cards in a good draw, and just start, you know, really ticking off your opponent.
Yeah.
That's the intent, is to get them frustrated, take their stuff off the board, and then when they're completely vulnerable, then you swing away. So I like where it's at. I like where it's going. I mean, it's a lot harder trying to focus around like the idea of an instant card, but that's why we do the random. So you just never know what we're gonna get.
So we're gonna go heavy on removal. Gonna go probably pretty light on the creatures, really. Most of it'll be token generated
Enough
stuff.
creature base, but just to get our city's blessing, really.
And then some protection spells for the Twilight Prophet and some bigger, maybe angel type creatures.
Yeah,
that have good.
We got a few days. We'll work through it and come up with a few other scenarios. But right now, that seems to be our basis of what we're working with. So I like it.
All right, guys. Hey, if you have any suggestions or anything, post a comment down below. Let us know where you're thinking we should go with this. We'll definitely take your ideas and use them and give you credit for them in the video too. So.
Yep.
We got 1 minute left on this memory card, so we're probably gonna have to say
Goodbye.
deuces.
Deuces. I can't say it.